All right, let me get this out the way right quick here. Sorry. Let me get this out the way right quick, though. So I just saw a Glassnode's video talking a little bit about, Caleb Maupin and Jason Unruh just kind of being, well, I'm not going to put words in his mouth. I was going to say despondent, but I'm like, I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But just kind of the, seeing the cringe that exists and kind of seeing how people sell out. People like, and I did see that, I did see the video that Caleb Maupin uploaded about, Twink Revolution, this and that. And that is cringe. And it's very, dare I say it, but it's kind of sacrilegious. I'm not just saying this just to agree with him. But I think Glassnode's a good dude. I think in general, I think he's kind of like me. We're just frustrated as hell, man. I think that's. I want to speak to the larger issue at hand. Hold on. Yeah, it got broken. Okay, let me try. I'll try to make this quick. But speaks to the larger issue is that people like me and a lot of my audience, we've all just kind of fallen into this political world. We all got kind of frustrated with the whole Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative sort of mind state. We realize it's a much larger world out there. But then we find out that a lot of these folks become compromised over time. And they have to, they have to align with people that they don't necessarily agree with, but they, ultimately they give lip service just so they can stay legitimate. And I think that's the larger point at hand is that I was just listening to Bo the Fifth Column's video. And it's like he may have a point when he's talking about, oh, we need to de-escalate. We need to get off this highway. He's like, but don't get out of the streets, though. Don't leave the streets. But, just carry all his fucking answer is that we need to be the anvil. And we need to hold the American flag and create, dual power structures. I'm like, the fuck happened to, Black Wall Street? What happened to the militia movements in the 80s and 90s? What happened to these other type of movements? The potential to have a new Africa, all this type. What the fuck you talking about? Build some, parallel structure. It's like people have been trying to do that. The fuck you talking about? And then, of course, he wanted to talk, basically his whole thesis, he was talking about Syria. And he was trying to make a comparison, trying to compare the numbers of how many have died due to COVID or how many have been shot by the police and compare that. And he's trying to make a very wild comparison between how many people have left or how many people have died in Syria versus that. And, of course, you notice that he leaves out, of course, is that the United States and Israel, and more specific, they did it for, started the war in Syria because they wanted to take advantage of the Arab Spring. And, of course, you can say that the Arab Spring is artificial and astroturf and everything else. But on a bigger issue, they did it for Genie Oil. They wanted to build a pipeline straight through Syria. And they said no. So, like I say, you can feel as you want to about Assad. I'm pretty much just saying what I wrote in a comment under his video. But it's like, people like him, of course, it looks like are getting cold feet. And once again, this is the type of dude who mean mugs the camera, says all this tough shit. And then suddenly, when, shit could possibly change, now he suddenly turns bitch. This is a dude who calls himself an anarchist, but he's afraid to call himself that. He's the guy who's like, oh, and we see a lot of this pussification going on, or, at least people are taking off their, they're taking off their, their camo pants and finding out that people are wearing skirts underneath. That's really what it is people are taking off their pants and it's just, they got skirts on, we see this whole type of thing. It's like, oh, we need to connect with the veterans. I've seen that take, from a lot of the bread tube type folks and all these type of things. It's just like, oh yeah, oh, these veterans are fighting back. Oh, they're saying such good things, and oh, they're fighting back. No, they're idiotic boomers. I don't give a fuck what you say, but I'm just gonna say it, my opinion. I don't give a fuck if some boomer comes out there with his. And I've said this over and over. I'm sorry, but I'm still on this point because I just, I have some issues. So I feel like I'm going to run through my emotions on this. I don't give a fuck if some old fat ass boomer goes out there with some, sweatshirt that has the Navy symbol on there and wears a Navy hat trying to talk to police. Bruh, they don't care what you fucking have to say. Oh, I was in Vietnam and we killed 120 people a day. No one cares, boomer. Nobody cares. That's why they sprayed you in the face. They just want you to shut the fuck up and get the hell out of their way. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, you're a bootlicker. Oh, you support the feds. No, I don't. But I'm not going to be stupid either and go out in the streets and start talking to motherfuckers. That's some white people shit. Even I have to say, that's some honky shit. Where it's like, well, we're going to try to talk it out. That's something that black folks used to use in comedy routines. They'd be like, black folks are all running away from the fight and the shooting. And what do white folks do? Oh, what the heck is going on here? And they're the ones who end up shot because they think that they're going to be the peacemakers. They think that they're going to be the good people. Man, get the hell up out of here with that shit. Hell no. Occasionally, I've played the white dude. I've played that standard white dude where it's like, I'm gonna try to say something. I'm gonna try to be bold. But for the most part today, I don't play that game. I'm just like, okay. And I keep my distance. I got off on topic, but basically I just want to say is that Glassno did a good video talking about that, talking about Caleb Maupin and Jason Unruh kind of going bitch. And I do understand that. It's like I just upload those clips because I was like, yeah, that's cool. But I know deep down, people like Caleb Maupin are going to worry about Caleb Maupin. Yeah, yeah, that's what he has on his logo thing. Yeah, politics is dumb, but very important. Yeah, that's Vosh typically, but yeah. Like I say, I just wanted to show that I'm not trying to just be somebody who just listens to what other people say. I do realize to a point that, Caleb Maupin may not be the best guy. It's like, I can remember not really giving that much of a damn about what Caleb Maupin had to say. Because in general, I thought he looked like a leprechaun. Number one, it's like, he's got this red hair. He's kind of got the nose. I'm not going to go into that. Don't worry. But I'm gonna leave that up for the audience. Don't worry. And I know people will be like, oh, dog whistle, or whatever the case. They're going to try to start whistling. But it's like, I mean, do look like a leprechaun. I'm going to speak like this. I'm going to try to be intelligent. I can't even do his. I probably naturally sound like him, but I don't know. But anyway, like I take it with a grain of salt because he's living in Brooklyn. He's up there in Brooklyn in hipster style Brooklyn. Trying to come up with some Congress thing, this and that. And sometimes, I'm no different than a lot of folks. Is that, yeah, we don't care about politics, but politics cares about us. That's a good point. Yeah, politics does care about us. And yeah, that's why, we have to be, on the up and up. Yeah, we can't just, we can't. Is it to a point? I'm not going to say like I'm some sage or some intelligent dude because I know better than that. I know I'm not that. But it's like once you get into, once you dig deep, doesn't matter if you're left wing or right wing. Once you get in that deeper set of politics, you don't really give a shit necessarily about all the, the sports ball or care about, what's going on with, music, this and that. And that's part of, that's part of becoming older too, where it's just like, You don't give a shit about what beef is going on, this and that. It's like you see it, you hear it. It's like you may listen to the music to a point, but it's like you're not involved with all the ins and outs of all that manufactured drama, or the fake stuff that people want you to see. They want you to know about what every little thing that Ariana Grande said or whatever the case may be. Once you get into the politics game, regardless of what happens, regardless of how you may feel, it's like you're in it. You can't just go back. It's like if you're a gun runner or if you're a drug dealer or something like that, you can't just go back to the way that you live. You're gonna have to adapt. Yeah. Sports is apolitical politics. Yeah. And to a point too, I do realize this. It just popped in my head, but I do realize that even, ESPN, this and that, they play games too. And you have to realize that they are involved with politics as well. Look at that dude, what was it, DeAndre Jackson, who shared a Hebrew Israelite quote, about Hitler saving the Jews. Everybody was pissing their pants and were so quick to jump on the tip of corporate America, and was like, oh well, it's awful what he said. Oh, you need to learn more about Israel. Same type of thing with Nick Cannon. But I think with Nick Cannon, like I've said before, is that Nick Cannon could have a chance to go on Revolt TV, owned by P. Diddy, who, is in with the Nation of Islam. So I don't know, man. Like I say, it's, I realize that politics can be cringe, and sometimes, it's like I just saw those clips because they were cool. It's just a cheap attempt, but it's like I do realize what Glossner was saying about Caleb Maupin and Jason Unruh, and kind of how there's not going to be some great movement of workers for the left. Sports is just tribalism repackaged for a modern liberal world. I can't disagree with that. No, that is true. That is true. But I think, that's for normies. It's for normie people that don't want to get involved with politics. And for people that may have, used to be, it is tribalism, though. It's like, the football teams, this and that. So you get the guys that, may have played, but they're complete shit. But then they become these super fans, who, continue to get fatter. They put on that old jersey still, can't even fit over their stomach, this and that. Yeah. Pentagon pumps money into Super Bowl. Wonder why. Yeah. That's another one. That's true. Yep. A lot of that type of shit is connected. But yeah, it is bred in circuses, though. Hold on. You know what? I think maybe I've said my piece. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. Yes. Yeah, just a moment. Hold on. Okay, here you go. Oh, I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's from Adobe or something. Oh, payment information due. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. Keep waiting. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I've always liked the identity that came from sports more than the sports. Yeah, let me see here. What's this about, Adobe? Your subscription's canceling soon. Hell, I don't care about Adobe. Shoot. Make me pay for a subscription. Hell no. Just cancel my crap then. So what? You know what I'm saying? All right. Hell with your busted ass programming anyway. Okay. Oh, I had to check the mail right quick. Come on. Come on. Come on. You stubborn. Why? Cats are stubborn, folks. Okay. Well, like I said, I think I've said my piece. But yeah, basically, to align it just once again is, the United States, we're going to see what happens, man. We're going to see what happens. There's going to be a lot of folks who are like, we don't want war, this and that. But the more that people say, we don't want war, and the more people say, well, we should be talking about unity, the more that war is going to happen. I can't remember the quote offhand, but it's like, the people who talk about peace should expect war, And I think that's true to a point, So all these folks are talking about the U.S. isn't going to balkanize. It's not going to be a civil war. This and that. To me, ultimately, that just kind of clicks my head. Like, the more that you have to apologize for it or try to, put smoke and mirrors and gaslight people, the more I believe that that's what's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? So, a referee once got beheaded by a group of sports fans. It's a powerful identity. Yeah. That's true, yeah. And like I say, that's what keeps people aligned with certain things, I mean, politics, at least with the politics folks, with the politics spurgs, people will flip it like a pancake sometimes. But yeah, I think I've said my piece, so I really do. Like I say, it's getting close. Yeah, I want America to unite, but it seems like it will only serve neoliberalism's interest. Yeah, that is true, Union Army Ball. 'Tis true. 'Tis very true. I think it ultimately just serves bigger interests. It's like, I wish, I'll be like, a lot of folks are just like, yeah, I wish things would just go back to normal or something like that. Or, we can, dare I say it like this, but yeah, abolish the police. But I know it's not going to be that easy. Even if you abolish the police, you're going to have private militias that are set up. You're going to have, something's going to fill the vacuum, I know that gets overly used, filling the void, filling the vacuum, but it's like, that's what's going to happen. Something's got to fill the void. And ultimately, separatism to me, and ultimately, balkanization is the only recourse, All this shit that you hear, I mean, I was thinking about this yesterday, and I know I've said it before on these streams, but it's like the whole liberals or, blue states pay for, the red states, welfare, this and that. Oh, we give so much money to these red states, this and that. They can't do anything. We're so great. Why the fuck don't you secede then? You got this, you got this chip on your shoulder where you think you know better than these other places. Fuck you talking about then? You see what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, it's a fucked up thing. I don't think, but I will say this. I used to be really LARPy about, separatism and the idea, balkanization. It's not going to happen right away. But I think right now, the seeds are being planted. The seeds are out there already. People are eventually going to get tired of this BLM bullshit. And they're going to realize that BLM as an organization, is full of shills and full of people that are just out to make money. And the movement itself is going to be corrupted because of the business. Republic of California win. Oh, man. Oh. I thought California would be invaded by like China or something, or like China would take over parts of it. I don't see how Cali can be united, but yeah, both sides think they are the true Americans. TYT was talking about how the left is true America the other day. Yeah, how the left is a true American. Yeah, exactly. Everyone wants to claim that. Everyone wants to claim that they're the true American. I'm not going to say no shit like that. Oh, I'm the real G. It's kind of like being a tough dude. It's like, oh, I'm the real gangster, this and that. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm not going to claim to be any real type of thing. It's like, I am who I am at the end of the day. I'm a product of the American system. I've always said that. I'm a product of it. That's why I know I can't go to some other country. Because guess what? They'll be like, man, you're too American. You're running your fucking mouth too much. You got to stick to what we say. So, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, new California Republic, here we come. I mean, like I said, who knows about Cali, man? Who knows? I've never been to, well, I shouldn't say I've never been. I've driven through with my dad through Cali, but I haven't lived in California and seen all the type of shit. I mean, California, I mean, that's some wild stuff, man. You know, I figured that, Norteños and Sureños and, Crips and Bloods and all that. I mean, I think of LA basically, but it's like, yeah, I understand you got Northern Cali, this and that. Yeah. Cascadia will rise up free. Yeah. What was that dude's name? I can't think of it. I probably shouldn't say it on stream either, even if I did know the guy's name. The dude who, yeah, the Wignat who really wrote books on the shit and everything. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I say, I don't think it's going to happen yet. But like I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll go ahead and tell y'all. I remember I went on stream. I was able to go on stream with Vosh. And this is a fairly short clip. I was trying to talk about Marcus Garvey. And then he tried to hit me with the whole, well, what if you wore blackface? Ooh, that was a dumbass thing. But of course I fell for it. I was like, oh, he was trying to say, well, what about America? I said, you think America will be united in 20 to 25 years? I don't think so. And I still say the same thing. In 20 to 25 years, I don't see that happening. I really don't. What's going to unify the United States? I don't think there's any answer to that. Because once again, I mean, if you start destroying the base, Harold Covington, yeah, Northwest Front, that's who it is. I'm not going to show it on stream, but yeah, like I say, I think I've said my piece. I'm about to go, I'm about to say some wild stuff, but yeah, I think I've really said my feel. Basically, I just don't see it happening. When you have the foundations of the United States start to crumble, and we're just going to say it's racist and evil, then why the hell are we a country? People are going to say that question. It's like if you say that you don't like me selling, it's like, living in a marriage or something like that. It's like, if you don't even like me for this and you just married me for my money, then why the fuck are you still in this house then? If you don't like anything about me, if you think that I'm too much of a neat freak or whatever the case may be, then why the fuck are we here? And that's what people are going to start, when people start asking that question, that's going to be the beginning of the end. And people are going to start saying, well, why the fuck do we need to even have a country? If if it was built on white supremacy and all that other stuff, and it's like, then why the fuck do we exist as a nation? Why the fuck does the United States exist? Think about it like that. Think about it like a marriage, or think about it like living in a house. It's like, why the fuck are you even here if you don't like anything about it? Or you just want the Gibbs or something like that. So yeah. And me, that's the beginning of the end right there. I think a lot of folks can try to put on the idea where I think, they can try to keep up to some sort of idea of what America should be, or try to, re-envision it. But it's like, I don't think you can, man. You can go ahead and put up, you can hold as many American flags as you want to. You can go walk out there buck naked with, American flag, tattooed on your chest or something. I don't think that people are going to see it that way anymore, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being extremist. Maybe I'm just being, one of these accelerationist gang, baby. Maybe I'm just too accelerationist built. I don't know. I haven't read Nick Land or anything else. I just like the idea of acceleration, to be honest with you. I've heard of Nick Land. I've heard of these other folks, but it's like, I don't necessarily, I don't know. It just sounds like a nice idea, really, accelerationism. Because, like, just be edgy, bro. It's just, that's just kind of like that, that's just the nihilism pill talking. Anyway, I think I'm done, folks. Bye-bye. Just a minute.